Hey James, have you ever wondered how communication works? Like, is there some complex process behind every conversation we have, including this one?
Oh, you mean the principles behind communication? I'm not quite familiar with it, but I know someone who is. Hey Althea!
Oh, hey James! You want me to talk about the principles of communication? Well, that's easy. But before we tackle about the principles, I think it's best to start asking as to what communication is.
Communication is the act of transferring information from one place to another. Although simple, when we think about how we might communicate, the subject becomes a lot more complex. There are various categories of communication and more than one may occur at any time.
So what are the principles of communication?
The principles of communication include the sender, the delivery, its receiver, the message and its 5 C's, feedback, and lastly, channels. Let's first start with the sender. The sender of the message is a highly important element since this is the source of the idea. The sender is expected to possess skills required in transmitting messages. One skill is to use a language that the receiver understands. For example, a native English speaker may or may not understand easily Korean or Japanese. Aside from using the appropriate language is the application of linguistic features such as correct grammar, phonetics, choice of jargons for the appropriate audience, sentence construction, and discourse competence.
Phonetics, jargons, discourse, what do those words mean?
In a nutshell, phonetics is the study and classification of speech sounds. Jargons are special words or expressions that are used by a particular profession or group and are difficult for others to understand. For example, flatline, cardiac arrest, tachycardia, bradycardia, etc. are all medical jargons. Lastly, discourse is written or spoken communication or debate. Lastly, the sender's credibility is of great importance as well. No one would take the message seriously if the sender is unreliable. Unreliable senders might as well be compared to the boy who cried wolf. Next, we have the delivery. Let's be real. No one likes to receive a package with a bad packaging in it. It could be something suspicious or even something sketchy. So in order to avoid that, the sender should be able to possess great delivery skills. In oral communication, this includes good voice projection, use of appropriate eye contact, proper articulation of words, and emphasis on important